What if you disappeared into nature for 30 days? Imagine no Wi-Fi, no notifications, just you and the wild. Alone with your thoughts, you rediscover the rhythms of the earth. This journey isn't about escape, but returning to life's essence. Let's explore what happens when you trade the digital world for the whispering woods. The central question: in isolation, do you find fear or freedom? At first, the silence is overwhelming, but beyond the chaos lies clarity. Nature strips away distractions, revealing your true self. This journey isn't about becoming someone new, but remembering who you've always been. Are you ready to take that first step? Modern life is a relentless symphony. Blaring horns, glowing screens, and endless demands pulling us in every direction. Our minds are frayed, always connected, rarely present. But what if you could just stop? Press pause, breathe, and step away from the noise. Sometimes the greatest act of self-preservation is simply to disconnect and rediscover stillness. The decision to unplug is a conscious choice, one that prioritizes your inner world over the noise of daily life. By stepping into nature, you reclaim your time, attention, and clarity. Science shows even a few days in the forest can reset your mind and body, lowering stress and restoring calm. Beneath the surface of all the noise, your real life is waiting. Packing for a 30-day off-grid journey begins in quiet preparation. Each item is chosen with intention, essentials only, leaving behind the clutter of modern life. Packing becomes a mindful ritual, a meditation on simplicity and presence. With your pack sealed, you step forward, lighter, ready to meet the wild and a new version of yourself. The first step into a different world is quiet, yet monumental. At dawn, you leave the house, close the door, and step into the misty morning. The city fades behind you as the forest welcomes you in. Here, the rules change. Awareness and resilience matter most. With each step, you let go of the past and open yourself to the journey ahead. You are finally, truly, on your way. The first days in the wilderness are a shock. The silence amplifies your inner noise, worries, regrets, anxieties until it feels deafening. You expect peace but find chaos. The forest won't give you peace, you must find it within yourself, in the heart of the silence. Without your phone, it feels like a phantom limb, something missing, your thumb reaching for a screen that isn't there. You notice how deeply technology is woven into your life, filling every quiet moment. In the wilderness, the urge for distraction lingers, but you're left only with yourself. As the external distractions fade away completely, your internal landscape becomes impossible to ignore. There is nowhere left to run. Every thought, every emotion, and every memory you have successfully pushed aside in the busyness of daily life now comes to the forefront. The silence is no longer just an absence of noise. It becomes a mirror, reflecting back everything you have been avoiding. You are forced to confront your insecurities, your fears, your regrets, and the unresolved conflicts that live within you. It is an uncomfortable and often painful process, a meeting with the parts of yourself you have kept hidden in the shadows. Without the constant feedback of friends, family, and colleagues, your sense of identity can feel shaky. We often define ourselves through our roles, our jobs, our relationships, our social status. In the wilderness, these labels are meaningless. You are not a manager, a parent, a student, or an artist. You are simply a human being, alone with your thoughts and the earth beneath your feet. This stripping away of external identity can trigger a profound sense of being lost. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when you are not performing a role? The questions are huge and haunting. The thoughts that get louder are not always the pleasant ones. In fact, it's often the critical inner voice that takes center stage. You might find yourself replaying past mistakes, dwelling on what you should have said or done differently. The forest provides no argument, no counterpoint to these negative thought loops. It simply allows them to be. This is where the real work begins. You must learn to sit with this discomfort, to observe these thoughts without judgment, and to understand that they are just thoughts, not absolute truths. It is a raw and challenging exercise in mindfulness, undertaken without a guide or a guru. In this confrontation, you feel profoundly disconnected, not just from the world you left, but even from your own sense of self. It can feel like you are breaking apart, that the person you thought you were is dissolving into the quiet chaos. But this process of dissolution is necessary. It is the unmaking of a constructed self to make way for a more authentic one. You have to get lost before you can be found. This inner chaos is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that the transformation has truly begun. You are in the crucible, the place where the old self is burned away to reveal something stronger and more true. Stillness sounds peaceful, but in practice it's deeply uncomfortable. Our minds crave action, and doing nothing feels unnatural. Nature forces us to slow down, challenging our belief that we must always be productive. But in surrendering to stillness, we discover the first glimmers of peace. As the days pass, the storm of withdrawal calms and your senses begin to awaken. You hear birdsong, the wind in the trees, and the subtle symphony of the forest. Your vision sharpens. Each detail from moss to dew becomes vibrant and alive. Smell and touch return. Rain in the air, pine resin, the texture of bark and leaves. Fully present, you're no longer just an observer, but immersed in nature's restorative now. In the wilderness, time expands. The sun and moon become your only timekeepers, and days unfold in natural phases: dawn, midday, dusk, and night. The rush of schedules fades, replaced by a deep sense of presence and peace. Here you flow with time, not against it, discovering freedom in nature's unhurried rhythm. In the quiet of nature, simple acts, gathering wood, cooking, walking, become meaningful rituals. Each task grounds you, bringing focus and joy. You find contentment not in having more, but in being present. The stillness heals, and in these moments you rediscover wholeness. In our busy world, we're defined by what we do, our jobs, our achievements, our productivity, but in nature's stillness, you discover you are enough, just by being. The healing power of simply existing brings peace, comfort, and a sense of coming home. The forest begins to speak, not in words, but in a language felt through presence and intuition. As you slow down, the wind, the trees, and the river become teachers, sharing wisdom in every sound and movement. You realize you're not separate from this living world, but a part of its story, connected, at peace, and finally at home. As you reconnect with nature, happiness shifts. The smallest moments, a squirrel's chase, a deer's visit, a blue jay's wings, bring genuine joy. Even a simple meal or a cup of tea feels like luxury. In these moments, you rediscover pure, unshakable joy. In the forest, you see how everything is connected: trees, animals, fungi, and even us. We are all part of a vast, beautiful web of life. Your actions ripple through this tapestry, reminding you, you are not alone, but a vital thread in something much greater. The ultimate destination of this journey is not a physical place, but an internal one. The reconnection with nature is the pathway to a profound reconnection with your own inner nature, the authentic, intuitive, and peaceful self that is often buried beneath layers of conditioning, stress, and societal expectation. As the external noise has faded and the internal noise has settled, you are finally able to hear the quiet, steady voice of your own intuition. It is a voice that has always been there, but you were too distracted to listen. Now, it speaks with clarity, guiding you with a gentle wisdom that feels both new and deeply familiar. You begin to trust this inner voice. You learn to distinguish its calm, clear guidance from the loud, anxious chatter of your ego. This growing trust in yourself is a form of deep self-respect and self-love. You realize that you have all the answers you need within you. You don't need external validation or approval to know what is right for you. This newfound self-reliance is incredibly empowering. It is a quiet confidence that is not based on your abilities or accomplishments, but on a deep and abiding connection to your own inner truth. You are becoming your own guide, your own teacher, and your own best friend. This reconnection with your inner self allows for true healing to occur. You begin to approach your own perceived flaws and past mistakes with compassion rather than judgment. You see them not as failures, but as part of the journey that has brought you to this place of greater understanding. You learn to forgive yourself. This act of self-compassion is a powerful catalyst for transformation, releasing you from the heavy burden of perfectionism and allowing you to embrace your whole imperfect self. You are no longer at war with yourself. You are at peace. This inner reconnection is the true gift of the 30-day journey. You went into the wilderness to escape the world, but you ended up finding yourself. The peace you discovered is not dependent on the silence of the forest. It is a peace that you now carry within you. The clarity you gained is not just about seeing the world differently, it is about seeing yourself clearly for the first time. This is the reconnection that will last long after you have left the trail. You have come home to yourself, and that is a home you can never lose. By now you no longer miss your phone. The urge to check notifications has faded, replaced by a calm presence in nature. Silence, once feared, is now cherished, filled with life and wisdom. You are anchored in the present, truly alive, and finally, fully here for it. In presence you discover a different kind of wealth, one not found in possessions, but in the richness of a single, perfectly observed moment. The way sunlight catches a dragonfly's wing, the warmth of the sun on your skin, these become your treasures. You stop rushing and savor each experience, becoming a connoisseur of the present moment. A rich life is not about having more, but experiencing more deeply, measured in moments of pure presence. Modern life tells us our worth is measured by productivity and achievement, trapping us in a cycle of constant doing. But nature teaches a different lesson. You are enough simply by existing, like a mountain or a river that needs no justification. Immersed in the wild, you begin to feel your value is inherent, not earned. Letting go of the need to prove yourself, you discover a profound freedom and peace in simply being. From this place of presence, your actions become more intentional, compassionate, and powerful. This journey is more than a break. It's a radical awakening. You see that the fast-paced, stressful world isn't the only way to live. Guided now by inner peace and confidence, you realize fulfillment comes from presence, not achievement. The transformation is a return to your authentic self, not an escape. You carry forward the lesson that true adventure is coming home to your own soul. As your journey nears its end, you awaken to the sacredness woven into everyday life. The forest becomes a living cathedral, every moment infused with wonder and reverence. Trees, wind, and rivers are no longer just objects. They are teachers, companions, and symbols of deeper truths. You feel a profound connection to the world, sensing the divine in the ordinary. This spiritual awareness transforms how you see yourself and your place in the cosmos. Nature teaches without words, offering wisdom through its cycles and interdependence. You see yourself as part of a vast web of life, dissolving the illusion of separation. The forest shows you the beauty of impermanence and the peace that comes from letting go. Every ending is a new beginning, and change is not to be feared but embraced. Nature's resilience, clarity, and joy mirror your own true nature. In the wilderness, you finally recognize the strength and wisdom within yourself. Gratitude wells up, not for things, but for moments. The sun's warmth, the sound of rain, the gift of breath. Stripped of distractions, you discover abundance in simplicity. This gratitude shifts your focus from lack to presence, dissolving anxiety and complaint. Thankfulness becomes a quiet prayer, illuminating your life from within. Happiness, you realize, is a natural result of a grateful heart. You see how disconnected modern life has made us, from nature, each other, and ourselves. 30 days in the wild is deep medicine, healing wounds you didn't know you had. Reconnection with nature restores your body, mind, and spirit, reminding you that you are meant for relationship, not productivity. This experience plants a seed of wholeness and peace, a blueprint for a more integrated life. The healing continues beyond the forest, carried with you as a living memory and a new way of being. The final morning in the wilderness arrives with bittersweet stillness. Packing up camp, each movement is slow and tinged with quiet sadness. You take a long final look at the forest, trying to memorize every detail: the light, the bark, the scent of pine. The walk back to civilization is a journey in reverse, the sounds of the forest fading, replaced by the distant hum of human activity. You carry a quiet hope that the transformation found in solitude will not be lost in the noise of the crowd. Coming back is a sensory assault. The city's noise and chaos hit like a wall, your senses overwhelmed by blaring sounds and flashing lights. You feel like a stranger in your own home, searching for stillness in a world that's forgotten it. The forest is gone, but the real test has just begun. Despite the overwhelming nature of the return, you quickly realize that something inside you has fundamentally and irrevocably changed. While the external world bombards you with its chaos, an unshakable point of stillness remains deep within you. It's like being the calm, quiet eye of a hurricane. The storm of modern life rages around you, but it no longer has the power to pull you into its vortex. You have become a silent witness, able to observe the frantic pace and the manufactured drama without being consumed by it. You're in the world, but you are no longer entirely of it. This inner stillness gives you a new perspective, a lens through which you see everything differently. You can't unsee the truth you discovered in the wilderness. You can't unfeel the peace of a silent dawn or the wisdom of an ancient tree. This knowledge has become a part of your very being, an anchor that holds you steady in the turbulent waters of modern life. When you feel the familiar pull of stress or anxiety, you can now access that inner reservoir of calm. You can take a deep breath and, for a moment, transport yourself back to the forest, remembering the feeling of the solid earth beneath you. You have changed, and this change ripples out into all your interactions. You listen more than you speak. You move with a more deliberate, unhurried grace. You find yourself less interested in superficial conversations and more drawn to genuine connection. People may not understand what is different about you, but they may sense a newfound depth and presence. You carry the quiet authority of someone who has journeyed to the center of their own being and returned. You have seen beyond the illusions of society, and this gives you a quiet confidence that is not dependent on external validation. This newfound ability to remain centered is the most precious souvenir from your journey. You now know from direct experience what true peace feels like. You know that it is not a fleeting mood or a temporary state, but an inner resource that can be cultivated and accessed at any time. This knowledge can never be taken away from you. It is a secret you carry in your heart, a silent power that informs every choice you make. You have brought the stillness of the forest back with you, and it has become your greatest strength in navigating the complexities of the world. The final and honestly most important phase of the return is the integration. The goal here isn't to try to recreate the forest in the city or to reject modern life entirely, but to find a way to carry the wisdom of the wilderness into your everyday existence. This means, consciously choosing to live differently, guided by the values you rediscovered in nature. It means making time for stillness every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. It means seeking out green spaces in your urban environment. Maybe it's a local park, or even just a single tree that can serve as a touchstone, a reminder of your connection to the earth. You begin to curate your life with the same intention you used when packing your backpack. You let go of what is unnecessary, the mindless scrolling, the toxic relationships, the obligations that drain your spirit. You make space for what truly nourishes you: simple meals, meaningful work, creative expression, and quiet time for reflection. You learn to set boundaries, to say no to the demands that pull you away from your center. You are no longer willing to trade your inner peace for the approval of others or for the illusion of success. Your priorities have been radically reordered around well-being, not just achievement. This process of integration is really an ongoing practice, a daily commitment to remembering who you are. The pull of the old world is strong, and it's easy to slip back into old habits of distraction and stress. But now you have a powerful tool: your memory of the peace you felt. When life becomes overwhelming, you can close your eyes and recall the feeling of sitting by a quiet river or looking up at a sky full of stars. This memory isn't just a pleasant thought, it's an embodied experience that can instantly calm your nervous system and bring you back to the present moment. Ultimately, you realize that the return is not an end to the journey, but a new beginning. You didn't leave your true self behind in the forest, you brought it home with you. The 30-day retreat was the catalyst, the concentrated dose of medicine that awakened you. Now the real work is to live that awakening in the midst of ordinary life. You carry the forest within you, its resilience, its peace, its quiet wisdom, and by nurturing that inner wilderness, you learn to bloom even in the heart of the concrete jungle, becoming a source of that peace for yourself and for those around you. What if you disappeared into nature for 30 days? This journey from city noise to wild silence is more than an escape, it's a return to self. Nature teaches us our worth is inherent, and true wealth is found in presence, not accumulation. The wild is waiting. Will you accept the invitation? The journey into nature transforms you. You return with new eyes and a new heart, carrying inner peace as your anchor. You begin to curate your life with intention, letting go of what depletes you and seeking moments of connection. In the wild, you don't lose yourself, you finally meet your true self. Thank you for joining us on this exploration at Mindful Wanderer Nature, Travel, and Meditation. This journey into the heart of the wild is a powerful reminder of a fundamental human need: our need for connection, for stillness, and for the profound wisdom that nature so freely offers. The path from the chaos of modern life to the tranquility of the natural world is a journey of awakening, one that reveals the incredible resilience of the human spirit and our infinite capacity for peace. It is a testament to the fact that sometimes the most important discoveries are made when we dare to get lost. If this journey has touched your soul, if it has stirred a longing for a deeper connection within you, we invite you to become part of our community. Give this video a like to share the message of nature's healing power, and subscribe to our channel for more mindful adventures and explorations into the intersection of travel and inner peace. Your support allows us to continue creating content that inspires and encourages a more conscious way of living. We believe that these stories matter, now more than ever, as we navigate the complexities of the 21st century. We would love to hear from you and learn about your own experiences and aspirations. Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. The question remains, and we pose it directly to you. Would you live in nature for 30 days? What do you think would be the biggest challenge, and what would be the greatest reward? Your reflections are a valuable part of this shared exploration, creating a space where we can all learn from one another and encourage each other on our respective paths toward greater mindfulness and connection. Until we meet again on our next adventure, remember that the journey of awakening is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of discovery. The wilderness is not just a place on a map, it is a state of being that you can cultivate within yourself every single day. So, keep wandering, not just across landscapes, but into the depths of your own heart. Keep pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone and keep listening to the quiet voice within. Keep wandering. Keep awakening.